Looking for something cool to give your mom for Mother's Day? Today we're going to make a glow-in-the-dark terrarium, starting right now.
Welcome to the Weird and Wacky Planet's Nature Just Got Real podcast for kids. Join KB Carr, author of the Weird and Wacky Planet series, with Chuck Darwin, Tito, and Captain Jack, as they bring you the real skinny on what's really going on in the natural world. And now, here's your host, KB Carr.
So today I am going to make a glow-in-the-dark terrarium. Mother's Day is on May 10th. This show airs May 6th, so you've got a little bit of time. So if you want to make this for your mom, you've got some time there. So I'm going to make that, and you know this is Mason Jar May. So I'm going to be making this with a sort of a mason jar, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so what is a terrarium? A terrarium is a miniature gardening environment, mostly for a specific purpose. For this purpose, this terrarium's purpose, I'm going to make a chia seed sprout garden. So I'm going to show you how to do that because I like to eat a lot of salads and I don't mind having some sprouts on there. So I'm going to be growing my own sprouts for salad. So if your mom enjoys that too, this could be a really good gift for her, and it is a nature gift. So I'm going to point the camera down at my desk here so you can watch me do it. If you're listening to the podcast instead of watching it, I will be as specific verbally as I can, so you know what to do. All right, so here comes my camera down to my desktop. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. I'm using a pre-done for me kit. So it's a glow-in-the-dark terrarium from Creative Kits. Can you see that? So that's my terrarium right there. That's what I'm going to make. You can make this with your own materials, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I got that off of Amazon. I think it was $12 or $13. But you don't have to purchase a kit. You can make your own. So you would need a mason jar. So this comes with this already, but this could be a mason jar. And you know what I mean when I say mason jar? It's like a canning jar, something that people would use to can food. So you're going to want one of those. Your jar is also going to need a lid. So here's the lid that comes with this kit. You notice there are cute little star holes in the top. If you're using your own mason jar, make sure that you get an adult to poke holes in the top for you, because you're going to need some air in your terrarium. All right, and here is a little mister bottle. So all this is just a little spray bottle. This came with the kit, but here's one that I have just laying around the house. I think I got this one at Walmart or the pharmacy or something. You're going to need this to keep your terrarium moist, and that's going to help your sprouts grow. Right, so you can get that just pretty much anywhere. And the layers that you're going to need in the terrarium to grow your sprouts are going to be potting soil, rocks, and sand. Now, for potting soil, you can use any potting soil that you want. This comes with a kind of a dry mix of potting soil here. And I'm going to split that in half because I'm going to need 2 layers of potting soil for this. So let me get started with that. I'm going to open this, and I'm going to pour half in my jar right now. All right. So I've got a good layer of potting soil in my jar. This is what it looks like. And for every layer that I'm putting into my terrarium, I want to mist it. So I'm going to take my mister. I want to get it kind of wet. I'm going to take my mister and go in there and make that pretty good and damp. There you go. So I've dampened that. Right, and my next, I don't need to put the lid back on. All right, and my next layer is going to be the sand. You don't want to get these two mixed up. the sand layer is just going to fall through the rocks, and that's not going to do us any good. So we're wanting to create a garden environment here. So we're going to do sand, and I'm going to do all of the sand, just like that. And kind of even that out a little bit. A bit of a mess. And I'm going to mist it. Get it a little wet. Get some around the side here to try to get some of that dirt off the side too. All right. Now the next layer is going to be rocks. You can use, for your sand, I should talk about the sand first. For your sand, you could use any kind of decorative sand that you get anywhere. You could use, something that you get at the hardware store to fill in the sandbox. You could go to the beach and get your own sand. This just happens to be blue sand in this kit, but you could use any sand that you want to at all. And for the rocks, this came with this, but you could use aquarium rocks. That would totally work. And that's kind of what this looks like, truthfully. Look at that. Doesn't that look like aquarium rocks to you? It's kind of what it is. So you could use that as well. Or any kind of really small pebbles. Gonna mist that. Oop, there we go. And then my next layer is going to be, again, the potting soil. So I'm going to put the rest of my potting soil in on top of my rocks. There we go. Okay. And now I want to mist this one kind of a lot. I'm trying to make this pretty damp because this is where my seeds are going to go. And I want that to be pretty darn good and damp. So I'm going to put a bunch of that in there. Wouldn't mind cleaning off kind of the sides too. It gets kind of a bit of a mess. All right. And now before I put my seeds in, they did come with some like little decorative figures. So this is kind of cool. It came with this little rabbit and these little mushrooms. So I'm going to put those kind of in there, and I'm going to kind of put them in the front there. And I just wanted to add one of my favorite little shells here. You can put all kinds of stuff, any kind of little figurines. You can put little figurines of people in there. You can put Legos in there. You could put dinosaurs in there. That'd be kind of fun. Anyway, so I'm putting those in there so they kind of look like a little bit more gardeny. Right? And I'm going to put my seeds in. Now, I'm choosing the chia seeds came with this, and wheat germ. I don't really eat wheat germ, so I'm just going to use my chia seeds because I'll totally use those. For your seeds, you can buy a bag of chia seeds. And you know what this is? You know the chia pets that they used to have? This is totally what this is right there. So you could get a bag. Look at this, is like a bunch in here, and I've used half of this bag. But I can replenish my terrarium with these seeds. All right, so I'm going to put in seeds. If you did get a kit, I would only use half of these seeds because then you could replenish it after you harvest your sprouts for your salads. So I'm going to put these in here. That's pretty good. And I'm putting them behind my figurines, so that it kind of grows up. So as I'm looking from the front, it looks like it's a little garden growing up behind them. And I'm going to take a pencil eraser, and I'm just going to push them down into the dirt, so they're down in there, like that. Right? And guess what I'm going to do again? Misting. Yes, because I'm now kind of getting those seeds damp in that dirt. Oh, yeah, I'm doing this right. Yep. All right. Okay, so I'm just giving it a good little soak there. So I want to give those seeds a good chance to sprout. They are going to be sprouting in about 3 or 4 days. There we go. And I am going to put my lid on now. And that would be good enough, and that would be done. That would be a finished terrarium. But this kit did come with something kind of cool. They came with these stickers, and they came with these glow-in-the-dark stars and planets and stuff. So I thought that was kind of neat. You could get your own stickers anywhere that you get stickers. I'm going to turn this around so I can see what I'm doing a little bit to the front. And you could put these, and these go on the outside, and there they would just go something like this. Here. So I could put these all over my terrarium, so it looks like a little bit more like it's outside and a little bit more naturey. Is that a word, do you think? Should be. Anyway, all right. So there's that. Ooh, and I like the butterflies. You'll notice in some of the, if you watch the YouTube videos, I did start putting a nice blue butterfly on there. I really like those. I don't know. I can just put him wherever I want, and I think I've got an orange butterfly on some of those things too. So I really liked this idea. All right, so I'm not going to do like too much right now, but I'll finish decorating it later. So that's kind of cool. And I can put these glow-in-the-dark stars all over that too. And I will try to get a video, see if I can get a glow-in-the-dark video for you so you can see what that looks like in the glow-in-the-dark. There were some also on Amazon that came with lights, but I didn't know if that was going to interrupt my grow cycle. I just thought, I'm good with glow in the dark, and so I didn't get that one. It was only a few bucks more, but I thought, I'm going to put this in the windowsill in the sun in a nice warm place, and watch my sprouts grow. Now, a couple of different things. Yeah, I got my instructions here, and they had some really good advice here that I wanted to tell you. That in most cases, again, it'll begin to sprout in 3 to 4 days. But for best results, keep it in a warm, sunny place. If they're not sprouting, just make sure you check the soil is damp and mist again. Where's my mister? Right here. Mist again if you have to. All right, and if it gets too wet or humid, or maybe the holes that you've poked in there aren't quite big enough, so you've got some like a fungus or mold growing, just remove your lid and let it dry out a little bit, right? And so that it gets some air in there. All right, and once you harvest your sprouts, you can plant some more. And then your mom, if this is a Mother's Day gift for your mom, will have more sprouts again. So let me bring me back up. There we are. Okay, so that is the glow-in-the-dark terrarium. It's a really simple project. Anybody can do it. You don't have to buy a kit. Like I said, you can get all of the ingredients that we used. You can buy them separately at a store. And put your own decor in there. See what kind of stuff you like to have in there. Like I said, you can put dinosaurs or anything you want in there. But here you go. This is a glow-in-the-dark terrarium for Mother's Day. Hope you get a chance to make a glow-in-the-dark terrarium for your mom for Mother's Day. And now, here's a word from our sponsor.
Have you ever met Count Dracula? How about a flower-faced lawn wrecker or a 4-foot-long guinea pig the size of a dog? You'll find these animals and more in the book Weird and Wacky Creatures 1, part of the Weird and Wacky Planet series by KB Carr. Find them wherever books are sold and sink your fangs into your own copy.
Now it's time for the Weird and Wacky Word of the Week with Chuck Darwin.
It's time for the Weird and Wacky Word of the Week.
The word of the week is terrarium, a noun which describes the container mostly or wholly enclosed for plants, or a vivarium for land animals, being different than an aquarium which is for aquatic animals. See how many times you can use either the word terrarium or vivarium in a sentence today and impress someone with your genius. Until next week, I am Dr. Chuck Darwin. Cheerio.
Thank you, Chuck. And now it's time for Ask the Captain, where you can ask my dog anything you want. Take it away, Jack.
Got a question? Ask the captain.
Ahoy, mateys! This week's question comes from Katie in San Diego. Katie asks, who started Mother's Day? Well, Katie, I thought the answer was Mommy, just so I'd have to cuddle with her all day. But it turns out that Anna Jarvis started it in 1907. And then in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson made it an official holiday in the United States. I told Mommy I think there should be a Captain Jack Day, and she said every day is a Captain Jack Day. I don't know what she means by that. Do you? Hope that answers your question, Katie. If any of you want to ask me something, just email it to naturejustgotreal@gmail.com. I'm always listening. This is Captain Jack signing off till next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jack. That was interesting, as always. And now it's time for the Weird and Wacky Creature feature with Tito.
And now, the Weird and Wacky Weekly Creature feature.
This week's weirdos are not that weird, and I'm talking about a variety of them. Animals that people put in terrariums range from crickets to Caribbean hermit crabs. Okay, that last one is weird. It's a land animal pretending to be someone else by living in a sea animal shell, so yeah, that's definitely weird. Anyhow, I am not talking about any animals you should add to a mason jar terrarium. That's much too small to house any critters. You could look into making a bigger one, though, if you were thinking along those lines. You'd also have to decide if you want a dry terrarium, like for the weirdo hermit crabs, or a wet one for tadpoles or tree frogs like myself. You should do a lot of research before you add any creatures to your terrarium. Maybe read a good book on the subject. That's always a good place to start. I'm Tito, and I'll see yous all next week.
I hope you enjoyed today's show about how to make a glow-in-the-dark terrarium for your mom for Mother's Day. Hope you get a chance to make one. I think my rabbit fell over. I'm going to have to go in there. Oh, my mushrooms did too. Anyway, I also haven't finished putting all my stickers on, so I'm going to finish doing that. And hopefully try to get a good shot of my terrarium that's when it's glowing in the dark. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I do want to let you know, if you do put glow-in-the-dark stickers on there, just charge it with like a flashlight or a strong light before you turn out all the lights, and then that should supercharge your glow power. All right? Have a glow-in-the-dark adventure in your neighborhood.
That wraps up the show for today. Thank you to our sponsor, Weird and Wacky Planet. And thank you for listening. Thank you for caring, and thank you for sharing. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Let us know if you do, and we might mention you on the show. Until next week, go have an adventure in your neighborhood.